Hey, this is Anthony with Wreck to Recovery, and this is Mindset Monday. I want to share something with you about a little lesson I learned in a book. And this is not a book review, but I'm listening to The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and there's a lesson in it where Stephen Covey was talking about a student of his came to him one day and let him know that he had to go to this competition. It was a sports, because he was in a sports team. I cannot remember what sport it was, but it does not matter. So he said, I have to go to this. And Stephen Covey said, you have to go or you choose to go? And the guy said, well, I have to go. And I think at first he was wanting, to not, he was wanting to appear like he was obligated, and that's how he was going to get out of the class. Well, Stephen Covey worked on him and said, well, let's weigh this out. What would happen if you don't go to the event? And the guy said, well, I won't make the team. I won't get to play. Stephen Covey said, okay. So now let's look at what would happen if he's talking about consequences. He said, what would happen if you don't make my class? And the guy said, well, you wouldn't kick me out, would you? And Stephen Covey said, no, I wouldn't kick you out. He said, what would be the natural consequence of you missing my class? And the guy finally realized, and he said, well, I guess I would miss the learning. Stephen Covey said, okay. Now that you have the natural consequence of you missing the event, and you have the natural consequence of missing the class that day, now you have to weigh them out. He said, and if I was you, Stephen Covey said, if I was you as the teacher, he said, if I was you, I would go to your game, your event. He said, and so the guy said, but don't ever say that you have to go. You choose to go. See, you're making a choice. And the kid brightened up and said, okay, I choose to go. And he realized, that everything is a choice that we do. There's things that I've said before, like that I have to do this or I have to do that. You don't have to do anything. You could just sit around for the rest of your life. You don't actually have to do anything. I think what empowers you is from this lesson is to realize I get to choose to do something that's good for me. I get to choose to exercise. I choose to make a video regardless how it turns out. I choose to do things that are productive. I don't have to do them. I choose to do them. So Stephen Covey goes on and talks about how there's a difference there's people that are reactive and there's people that are proactive. The proactive people, they realize they need to do something, so they choose to do it. The reactive people tend to be more victims of circumstance. They tend to, blame other stuff, It's out of their control. So I want to be proactive from now on. I want to be proactive and look at what needs to be done and choose to do it. I hope that helps. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for watching.